Morning, Commissioners. Brian Massie, 8196 Rainbow Drive. On behalf of Lobbyists for Citizens. I'm just following up a couple of weeks ago. I was talking about the financing of the new Public Safety Center. And I'm just asking for an update, any clarification on how the annual debt will be repaid. Can we assure the taxpayers that there will be no increase in the inside millage, or there will be no reduction in staffing to pay for the annual payments for the debt service? The other question I have is just I found out that our current jail provides tablets to inmates. And there's probably a very valid reason for that, but the citizens would like to know, why are we providing computer tablets for those in the jail? Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Comments to address here that have been brought up. Why tablets in the jail? Inmates no longer receive their mail. Why? Because their mail had drugs in them, and they have liquid in the drugs, and so people tell them what page to lick or eat, and so that was one way of drugs coming in and contraband. So we contracted with a company. All mail now goes to there, and it's put on tablets in the jail, and so that's where they receive their mail. They don't each get a tablet. There are like 6 tablets to a housing area, and they share those tablets and they can receive their mail. Also we do our law library on those tablets, and we don't pay for that service. So the company generates money through other things offered on those tablets, but that's why we have tablets. Number 2.
To Mr. Galloway and his staff, Treasurer Zurin and his staff, Meter, who's the investment advisor for the Lake County Investment Advisory Group, Donald's office site. There's a lot of folks that helped prepare us the past probably 3 or 4 months for yesterday's call with the Moody's analyst who was based out of Chicago. They said we would have about an hour, and it was 60 minutes on the button. I provided an overview of the county economically and land use, population and demographics, our educational variables, our health care. I handed it over to Zach and Joel, who went over property taxes, sales tax, pro forma, observations, contingencies, and so on. And then we hung up the Zoom, if you will, and pretty deep. I think we did quite well. Mr. Patton from Moody's had some questions for us that we were prepared to answer. Everything from sales tax to, they even honed in on utilities and utility rates and how we get to where we are. So thanks to Randy for supplying some data to Joel. We should have the results of that ratings call in about 2 weeks, Joel, I think they said. We may have some intermittent calls with Moody's if they have some questions that maybe hit them after the event, but all in all, I think it went quite well. So I want to thank everybody who's helped us the past few weeks prepare. Thanks to the commissioners for allowing us to kind of hone in. I know it's been my focus, Joel and Zach's focus, especially the past 2 weeks, on making sure we were dialed in and everywhere. So more to come on the Moody's and what those results look like. Secondly, I've been talking about the public safety project for the better part of 2 years. I've been using the word design build, bridging design build. We had our call this week where the word bridge was implemented. Kind of the handoff began from HOK to Gilbane. Gilbane is the design builder. They're the ones who will be physically building the structure. And so in our weekly call this week, Gilbane ran the meeting. Obviously HOK will still be involved, but now the driver's seat, if you will, is Gilbane, and K2M is the architect of record, along with Lakeland Management and their assembly of consultants. As I presented 2 weeks ago, we finished the detailed design phase, which will lead into construction documents and ultimately the GMP that we anticipate in the next month or so. We did submit the design development documents to the Ohio Department of Rehabilitation and Corrections for their review and comment. And there's a meeting next week with the folks from Columbus. We don't anticipate any issues. because quite frankly, we're designing to their standards. So things continue to move forward. Everything being equal, according to yesterday's call with Cobain, potential shovel in the ground after Thanksgiving. That's where we're at right now. That concludes my report.
Thank you.
But I don't want to see the inside millage raised. I don't want to see unnecessary layoffs.
It was raised before from Mr. Massie, the issue of the jail and how to pay for it. And I will say, not to say I told you so, but with the hard work of our staff and everyone coming together, we have a financing plan for the jail now without raising taxes, without raising inside millage on property tax, without raising sales taxes. We have a responsible plan, and we've now received strong positive indicators from our bond company. We have a responsible plan to get this job done for the people of Lake County. As I laid out in the News Herald, gosh, now this has got to be well over a year ago. So I'm grateful that with so much cooperation and hard work, here we are. We've gone from concept to reality. We are going to build the jail without raising taxes, which is exactly what the people of Lake County voted for. And I understand I've taken a lot of heat for that. I continue to take a lot of heat for that. You are never the good guy when you tell government no, when you tell government do more with less, but that's what we're elected to do. So I know I'm going to be attacked, and I know friends of some folks may come and say a whole bunch of spurious things because the guy who says no is never popular. But I would rather do the right thing than be popular, and I'd rather never be elected to anything again and stand here before you and God and do the right thing. And I think the strongest punctuation to that is we are building the jail without raising taxes, period. There is no continuation to that sentence. There is no raising of taxes or layoffs. The finances were always there. And for those of us who looked at the budget carefully and were honest with our constituents, we saw it from square one. And I want to commend our county auditor, Chris Galloway, who works with these numbers every day of the 365 year, and he agreed on square one. He didn't come late to the party. He knew, square one, we can build this jail without raising taxes, and I commend him for taking that stand with me, even though he's taken grief for that as well. With that, we will move to new business.
Actually, if I may, sir.
We will move to new business.
If I may, sir.
You may respond to new business.
I know that you've gone into such detail. I hope it was just an honest oversight, but I didn't hear you comment about not laying off the very people that this building is going to be supporting. I think we should have that into the conversation. We cannot afford to lay off the very people that we are creating this for our justice system.
Mr. Commissioner, I hate to interrupt, but I will because I said no layoffs several times. So I understand that sometimes we tune out during a meeting.
I must not have heard you say that. I apologize.
Apology accepted. New business. Any new business to come before the board?